sorry, this is an executive order on AI. We're basically announcing the administration's policy to make America the world capital in artificial intelligence and to dominate and to lead the world in AI.
Do you want to say your name, your full name?
David Sachs, AI and Crypto Czar.
David is one of the greatest in the world at AI. Most respected, probably, there is. So that should take us to the forefront, right?
Absolutely. We got it.
Okay. Thank you. And this, David, is?
This is the Crypto EO. We're going to be forming an internal working group to make to make America the world capital in crypto under your leadership.
Which is really going up, right?
Absolutely.
David, that's for you. Thanks. You find them exciting? They might not be exciting, but we're going to make a lot of money for the country.
Thank you, sir.
And so is David. You have to check him out. There's nobody like this guy. He said, how did you get David Sachs? How did you do that? And he's doing it for the country more than anything else. So we appreciate it, David. Thank you very much.
This is an executive order establishing a presidential commission, an advisory commission on science and technology.
Good. You want to explain that a little bit?
The basic idea is to get together top people from government, the private sector, technology industry, as well as educational institutions, to make sure that America maintains its leadership position with respect to science and technology development in the years ahead.
Good. First full day as president, we're back. And we had a great first term, but we're going to have an even better second term. And I think we're going to do things that people would be shocked at. We're starting off with tremendous investment coming into our country at levels that nobody's really ever seen before. And they're very happy with the fact that I won the race and that they feel confident in their investments. And it's big money and high quality people. So my first day back from having a nice life, it's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology, sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masayoshi Son, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas, but it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country, and we're making it available. I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built. So they have to produce a lot of electricity, and we'll make it possible for them to get that production done very easily at their own plants if they want, where they'll build at the plant, the AI plant, they'll build energy generation, and that will be incredible. But it's technology and artificial intelligence, all made in the USA. Immediately, Stargate will be building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of advancements in AI, and this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures. I was in the real estate business. These are big, beautiful buildings that are going to employ a lot of people, and physical campuses and locations currently being scouted nationwide. They're making their choices of locations. I think they have their choice. I'd like to ask Larry, Sam, and Masa to say a few words and just talk about a little bit about what they're doing, and if you have any questions, and then we'll go into a couple of other subjects also. But this is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be something that's very special. It'll lead to something that could be the biggest of all. So, Larry, maybe we'll start with you, and we'll go down the line. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. We certainly couldn't do this without you. It would simply be impossible. AI holds incredible promise for all of us, for every American. We've actually been working with OpenAI for a while and with Masa for a while. The data centers are actually under construction. So the first of them are under construction in Texas. Each building's 500,000 square feet. There are 10 buildings currently being built, but that will expand to 20, and other locations beyond the Abilene location, which is our first location. The kind of applications that we're building, to give you an idea, maybe the most charismatic and the one that I think touches us all, is electronic health records. Not just maintaining electronic health records, but by looking at electronic health records, understanding the condition of the doctors, better understanding the condition of their patients, and being able to provide healthcare plans that are much better than they otherwise would be. A doctor in Indian River Reservation would be able to see how a doctor at Memorial Sloan Kettering would treat the patient, or a doctor at Stanford would treat the patient. We actually provide all of that information, all of that guidance to the doctors who are treating cancer patients or patients with any other kind of disease, made possible by AI. I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm going to pass it to Masa, but this is a very exciting program for Oracle to be a part of. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That's good. That's great. I feel told now. Thank you. Well, Mr. President, last month I came to celebrate your winning and promised that we will invest $100 billion. And you told me, oh, Masa, go for 200. Now I came back with 500. Because this is the, as you said yesterday, this is the beginning of golden age of America. This is one great example, I think, right? We wouldn't have decided to do this.
I think so.
This is the beginning of golden age. We wouldn't have decided unless you all. And yesterday we agreed, we signed to make this happen.
Great.
Because of this thing. So we would make this happen. We would immediately start deploying $100 billion with the goal of making $500 billion within the next 4 years, within your term, right? Because of your success. So we are very, very excited to do this. And our partner is, of course, SoftBank, OpenAI, Oracle, and additionally investing partner with MGX. On top of that, we have the technology partner NVIDIA, and of course Microsoft has been very, very supportive to SAM and continue to support all our success. This is not just for business. As Larry said, this will help people's life. This will help solving many, many issues, difficult things that otherwise we could not have solved. With the power of AI, I think AGI is coming very, very soon. And then after that, that's not the goal. After that, artificial super intelligence will come to solve the issues that mankind would never ever have thought that we could solve. Well, this is the beginning of our golden age. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't have too much to add, but I do want to say I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era. And as Masa said, for AGI to get built here, to create hundreds of thousands of jobs, to create a new industry centered here, we wouldn't be able to do this without you, Mr. President. And I'm thrilled that we get to. I think it'll be an exciting project. I think we'll be able to do all of the wonderful things that these guys talked about. But the fact that we get to do this in the United States is I think, wonderful. So thank you very much.
Can you just say one word? We have so many positive things about what it's going to do for medical research and for solving things, cancer, and all the different problems. How will AI help us with the fight against the various problems, diseases, etc.?
These guys can maybe share more about some of the work they're doing there. I think they'll jointly be some of the leaders about driving progress here. But I believe that as this technology progresses, we will see diseases get cured at an unprecedented rate. We will be amazed at how quickly we're curing disc cancer and that one and heart disease, and what this will do for the ability to deliver very high quality healthcare at the cost, but really to cure the diseases at a rapid rate. I think will be among the most important things this technology does.
Very good. Thank you.
So we're currently working on. Okay. All right. No. I'm not that tall. I'm not that tall. Thank you, Mr. President. One of the most exciting things we're working on, using the tools that Sam and Moss are providing, is a cancer vaccine. It's very interesting. It turns out, I'll be quick, all of our cancers, cancer tumors, little fragments of those tumors float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do it using AI, you can do early cancer detection with a blood test. And using AI to look at the blood test, you can find the cancers that are actually seriously threatening the person. So we can, again, cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
Great, thanks.
Piece of this story, but we're not done. Yesterday, something very strange happened. President Trump invited OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Oracle Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son to the White House to push the benefits of mRNA vaccines that use AI to detect cancers. basically rolling out Operation Warp Speed 2.0, if you will. They didn't call it that. They called it the Stargate project, where Trump says they'll pool together. These companies are going to pool together between $100 billion and $500 billion. And, of course, they'll get the blessing of the government. No word on how much government money would be involved in this. And it'll start with a massive data center in Texas, of course, where they'll sort of catalog and I guess surveil all of our gene sequences using AI somehow, the sort of big data center in Texas. So every American gets scanned, into Larry Ellison from Oracle, his database, and it'll all live in Texas, and everything will be cataloged, and they'll develop mRNA vaccines specifically for you, John, and you, Nancy, will know exactly how to go after it. We'll construct an mRNA vaccine that will attack and go after you and protect you. A lot of Trump supporters, of course, despised Operation Warp Speed, which pushed COVID vaccines on Americans. So this is not something many of us like at all. Remember, Larry Ellison has ties to the CIA. In fact, Oracle wouldn't exist without the CIA in the 1970s. Their first client was the CIA. There's a lot of that going around. Google wouldn't exist. CIA helped a lot of these people get off the ground. And it was called Project Oracle at the time, build a CIA database. So they're very, very cushy. So now he's going to cure your cancer? An mRNA, just so you understand, an mRNA vaccine uses a molecule called a messenger RNA to instruct cells in the body to produce a protein. The response then helps the immune system recognize the protein as a foreign body, starts to then produce antibodies to attack it. At least that's the promise of it, right? But add in the idea that every American would then be AI scanned, artificially intelligence scanned, so that people like Sam Altman at OpenAI have our entire genetic sequence. And then you add in all of these other pieces from these tech CEOs, and then this shit is pretty scary. Listen to Oracle's Larry Ellison explain some of this.
Once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
You can promise that to yourself.
Right, you could take that and shove it. So personalized mRNA. Yeah, where everyone is scanned and tech companies control everything we do. No thanks. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I'm just confused by the name Stargate Project. Like, that's such a bizarre name for what is essentially like a genetic project. Like, the Stargate thing just seems weird to me. Like, I'm like hung up on that. Like, why Stargate?
Well, it encompasses other things. So if you go to the OpenAI site where they say announcing Stargate, it's not only for health and genes. It talks about a collaborative computing system between NVIDIA, the chip maker, and Oracle and OpenAI. But it also has a partnership with Microsoft.
So Bill Gates involved.
Right. And so they're actually talking about how they can use it for all of humanity. It's not just for health. This is just one application, one dystopic application.
Well, think about, like, there's already a bunch of natural solutions out there for cancer. Now, if they're going to put this out with like an emergency use or something, they're going to now be able to block and downplay all the natural things that are out there that can help, so it's just
right.
Well, and someone in our chat says the body does this naturally.
Right, that's a good point. There are certain cancers that you will get. For instance, don't most men get prostate cancer? Something like 90% of them will get if they live to a certain age. I believe that's the data. And they don't die from it. It's just something that most men eventually develop for whatever reason. And so you could be taking something that, to combat something that would not otherwise kill you. And so why would you do that? Now, here is my biggest fear about this technology existing. What if this blood test becomes mandated by your insurance company or else they will deny you coverage. And what if then your insurance could cancel you if you refused said vaccine because they see it now? They see this potential. You won't take the vaccine. Then they think you're going to get cancer, and they say, well, we can't pay for the eventuality. So
That's
you
a scary
have
thought.
no choice but to do
I
it.
mean, it's basically,
Yes.
this is basically,
Yeah, that's
Short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore.
That salute that he gave again, just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the. All right, so we just showed that. We just showed that.
Right, and we're salute. It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that. But it certainly was. It's not something that you typically see at American political rallies. Let's put it that way.
No, it was not something that you usually would see. And it was quick, as you point out. It was very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that. He is a hero here.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.